This stream contains fast-flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today, 4 teams are fighting for survival, and 2 are about to watch their dreams of lifting a trophy slip away. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Day 4 of Masters Santiago, coming at you live from Espacio Riesgo in Santiago, Chile, for our first elimination match of the tournament. I'm Golden Boy, the current guy yelling at you right now, who's dressed as an old-school Puerto Rican landlord, and I'm joined by Wyatt and Sideshow. We're going to break it all down today. The fellas are back in town.
The fellas' desk.
We're the
One last ride
around the sun.
Until Mimi gets here.
I know, but then she is the ultimate fella, so we'll see what happens there. Of course, folks, we've got 2 teams already qualified for playoffs, so that means 6 squads are going to be fighting for those last 2 spots, and it's only going to be 4 after today because elimination is on the docket.
Bags are going to get packed.
Yes.
Clothes thrown in suitcases.
Tears shed.
Don't forget anything in the hotel rooms.
Do not. But if you want to take the soap, though, if you want to take the soap and the lotion as well as the napkin, take it all. Okay, it's there for you. All right, that's as Ross famously said that in Friends.
Jar and just fill it up with the body wash in the shower.
Yeah,
just get it all out of there. Just take it home, bro.
Take it all out of there. Just put it in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Hop down.
Looks like you were playing the pump game over at the band area with that.
Yeah,
dude, we got to get over there. We need to do a bit. We really do before we leave. Honestly,
I need one bit with the ridiculous pump game over there. All right, Alex, please. I'm asking. All right, now, folks, we're starting off with EDG taking on T1. It's a Masters Bangkok rematch, and then it's going to be XLG going up against G2 Esports. But of course, make sure you stick around for the end of the show because we're going to have the draw show to determine our final Swiss matches. But as always, we like to kick things off by asking you a question because we have 2 CN squads that are going to be facing elimination today, and that is the subject, of today's MasterCard fan poll. We want to know how many teams you think are going to survive. Is it going to be 0, 1, or 2? Scan the QR code, cast your vote. I'm curious to see what the hell the results of that one are going to be, considering how people were feeling about the CN teams coming into the tournament. Sideshow.
Hold on, how some people are feeling. Some people are gassed up on them.
Some
people are thinking that XLG is going to make it
solo
top
on
3.
Wyatt real fast, okay? And we just want to talk shame real quick.
What? It's not shame
yet. You guys are overreacting to one game against the world champions. Oh, God forbid a team loses to the reigning defending world champions.
You know what, Wyatt? You're
GB.
right. You're so right. You're so right. Unfortunately, they have to deal with the 3 times America's champions as well today. We'll see how that plays out.
3-time non-winners of events in the globe last year. So XLG, they could win. Except I also didn't predict them to win today. But I think it's like a curse thing. It's a reverse.
He's got no hope.
If I predicted XLG, I would have been the only person to do it. Thus, I predicted G2, so we don't curse them.
We haven't even looked at the prizes. We don't know that.
Here's the good news. The good news is, hopefully you're not as wrong as Wyatt, because you'll have opportunities to show your knowledge with Shot Call right on Twitch. Make sure you find the icon. Go ahead and click that. Shot Call will open up, and you log in, predict what's going to happen in a round. Maybe you win some prizes. Be smart. Make good decisions, okay? And honestly, that's a phrase that you should follow for the majority of your life, by the way. Just make good decisions. Trust me, it'll pay off when you're in your 40s.
Make bad decisions. They're more fun.
See, it's like the devil and the angel. You know what I mean?
But he's right.
The bald devil with the mustache and the bald beard. Angel, whatever. Anyway, of course, before we get into today's matchup, we're gonna play a quick game, as we always like to do. This time around, it's one that has been summoned from the depths of hell itself. It's Three-Faced.
Oh.
And what kind of Scrabble games are you playing? Three-Faced. This is a very simple game. This is a very simple game. Wyatt, check yourself. calm down, doggy.
I'm making mistakes.
All right? Making mistakes over here.
The last desk day anyway.
So you may have seen this game
me.
before. We have 3 pros. We're going to combine them into one hellish creation, and our crack shoot analysts over here are going to have to pick and decide which one it is.
You don't need to call them a hellish creation. Oh no, it's
okay.
It's
well, the
demon.
bottom is Leaf.
Okay,
yeah, I don't lie.
We've definitely got Jorgamo in the middle. No,
yeah, Leaf,
so it's Leaf, Jorgamo.
Oh, wait,
okay.
there's a sheet here. I'm turning it over.
You have 2 of them right.
I don't want to. Wait, there's both.
The top though, am I seeing? Oh, is that a Munchkin?
Let us know in the chat who you think the top one is.
I don't know.
That
I don't think it is.
Okay,
oh, man.
you want a hint?
No.
I think it's an EDG player.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Now,
But
who
now I'm
on
trying
EDG?
now I'm trying to cycle through who on EDG this is. I think it might be nobody.
It's not nobody.
It's not nobody.
And it's not CB.
it's Smoggy.
It's not Smoggy. Then
It's Chichu.
It's Chichu.
We had to get there eventually.
There you have it. It's
That's
Chichu,
Chichu.
Jogamo,
Oh, it
and
is.
Leaf.
Great work,
All right.
fellas.
That's number 1. Here's number 2.
Trent.
Sweet baby Jesus.
The one in the middle is
Corp.
easy.
Yeah. Okay, you got
At the
one.
bottom,
Fallon.
that's Stacks. It's Stacks for sure on the
Okay,
bottom.
you have 2 so far.
And the top is Happy Boy.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Congrats. Whoa.
You're popping
Wyatt.
up. You're popping up.
Wyatt River.
Bro,
Okay.
real XLG fans, we knew that was Happy Way in mere moments, buddy.
Since he's the top 3, you pick him for top 3.
It's either him or Purpo with the platinum blonde hair.
True, but I think Purpo's a little bit more
Yeah, it's a bit
frizzy.
all over the place.
All right, here's the next one. We got...
Okay, so it's definitely Baby Bay on the bottom.
And it's
Definitely.
Fallon on top.
And
Yeah,
it's definitely Kong Kong in the middle.
Yeah.
That one was easier, I think.
Oh, man.
Very, very
well
distinctive.
done. Well done. Okay, folks. Well, you know what? I got to say, this was a lot better than in rehearsal.
One in rehearsal was harder than this, I
one in
think.
rehearsal was a little harder.
If we combine the 3 of us together, though, which one? Like, how would we create the best version of ourselves?
You
Oh,
for
man.
the stash at the bottom.
Oh, so I'm like at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I think,
Dude, you
well,
gotta
do
get
we
the
wanna
bald
have
top.
hair,
You
or
gotta
do we
get
wanna
the
be
bald.
bald?
One of us.
Oh, it would be kind of crazy to have your hair on our face.
Actually, yeah. So all I'm saying is to the community, if you want to actually make that actually be kind of cool. We'd love to see it. Like to see your creations. In any case, so let's go ahead and hop into our first matchup of the day because we have T1. And we had an opportunity to catch up with Munchkin about returning to his old squad and his role as IGL. Let's take a listen.
몇 년이 지나고 나서야 T1의 유니폼을 다시 입는데 아직은 어색한 것 같아요. 일단 제가 팀을 들어가게 되면은 제가 당연히 IGL을 하게 될 거라는 걸 짐작은 하고 있었고 저는 스택스 같은 장난꾸러기는 아니지만 스택스 같은 사람이 되기 위해 노력합니다. 저는 팀의 이제 인게임 리더가 조금 되면은 딱딱해 보일 수 있는 좀 그런 느낌이 있다고 생각을 해요. 그래서 팀원들한테 정말 사이좋게 잘 지내려고 노력하고 좀 재밌는 형으로 있어야지 팀원들이 어느 순간에는 저한테 무슨 말이든 할 수 있을 거라고 생각을 해서 항상 웃으려고 노력하고 친구들 마냥 잘 지내려고 노력합니다. 저희를 의심하는 모두에게 증명할 준비가 되었습니다. 2026년은 T1에게 새로운 해입니다.
And T1, of course, they are looking for that next level that's going to get them over the hump because, unfortunately for these guys, they struggled against a very quick-paced Team Liquid, losing 2-0. And, look, it felt like, Wyatt, there were moments where you could have seen T1 potentially rise up, get that win, maybe force that map 3, but it really just felt like Team Liquid were giving them everything they had.
Yeah, with Munchkin talking about joining this team, being the IGL, just going to refer back to like one of the talking points before this game, which is that I felt like Munchkin was adding some structure to the madness of T1, who have the ability to just run around and shoot everyone. But that being said, Team Liquid, they ran at them and shot them, and T1 did not have the structure on their attacking sides to be able to deal with that defensive aggro.
In fact, they actually collapsed towards the end of Split. I think they lost 5 out of 6 of the final rounds of regulation in order to get it into OT. So, that was their game to win and try to push it to Haven, and they fumbled it a little bit, I'd say.
Yeah, one thing, though, that we did hear from Munchkin was, he's coming into this team as the IGL, but in previous years, though, it was Stacks who would typically be that, leader, in-game leader, especially emotional leader as well. And one thing I was not prepared for from Stacks in that series was just his output. It was really impressive, man. And that's exactly what you'd want to see out of a veteran like that who's been here, who's done that before. They're going to need him a lot today.
Yeah, they absolutely are. But I also think you could spin it a different way and say you're not always going to get that out of Stacks. Like you got an unbelievably good performance out of Stacks there, and you still ended up in a 0-2. I think Stacks was frying though, and if he can get, I'm not even looking for this kind of performance again from the guy. I'm looking for maybe like 75% of this, and some other people to be online. 65 would be fine as well.
We'll take it.
Yeah, this was Stacks' best series of this year so far, and ain't even close, GB. I agree with Josh. I don't need all this out of Stacks, and if you want T1 to win this game, if you're a T1 fan, you shouldn't be feeling like you need all this out of Stacks. Dude, they were qualifying here with everyone else being able to go crazy. I think what you're really hoping for is that the rest of the guys on T1 who were maybe a little bit quiet, a little bit inconsistent, get back to that peak. And to win a tournament when you have a guy like Stacks in this level of form, or even the 70%, even 60%, even 65, that's where, you know, it boils over the top. And they're then suddenly in a, whoa, they're going on a run. These guys could actually win the tournament type position.
Yeah, I'm more worried, honestly, about the mental side of it when it comes to this. It was actually good to hear from Munchkin there in the piece that we listened to earlier, where he was saying, I try to be as friendly as possible. They can come to me with anything, because we know that T1 have had their issues before in terms of frustration, boiling over. And I think that that's something that they've got to be aware of, especially when they just got run down by Liquid.
Yeah, I was actually given this talking point from Seth, so I didn't discover it myself. I did no research to get this. He just told me in the green room. And I said, I'll be using that now, thank you. Which is that actually historically, there are a number of maps from Munchkin IGL teams in the last couple years at Globals where they get to 11 and end up losing those maps, like genuinely a concerning amount of times.
Yeah, you're going to need to see them close out those critical rounds there, but you're also going to be looking for some big performances as well. And when you think about big performance, you got to think about Meteor. And the reality is, I think Meteor really just found himself between a rock and a hard place, and that is in more ways than one, because he was honestly just dealing with the might of Team Liquid. I mean, just look at what was happening here.
Yeah, I mean, the first clip shows it perfectly, where he's just holding Breeze mid, and the hordes run at him.
And all these clips are practically him versus Miniboo.
Yeah, and dude, you got a neon in your face, and then you got two guys behind, even if you do deal with the neon. I'm not saying that Meteor played a bad game. I'm saying he got overwhelmed by the pace and aggression of Liquid.
If anything, I would look at that more as like, hey, this is the thing that T1 might want to address in case, I don't know, maybe EDG decides to get a little bit more speedy on those pushes.
Can I be real, though? They're not doing that.
Yeah,
That's fair. I'm just trying to throw some hope out there.
But yeah, I mean, I think that game, you can really just juxtapose it against how Gentlemates handled that. Those aggro pushes, they were getting destroyed because they're running into multiple players set up in positions
and sitting
to
back
deny
deeper
it.
as well.
Right. And in the case of that game against T1, yeah, it's just the number of times you saw Meteor alone, like on split defense. He's just that one extremity watch over towards A is pressed up just a little bit, like past ropes.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's three guys in his face. What can you do? You're getting overwhelmed by Util. They're sliding at you. There's all types of stuff happening.
It felt like a product of the situation, undoubtedly.
Yeah. You didn't have the read on that game.
Exactly. And if there's one thing, though, that you can't take away from this is that these are all incredibly intelligent players who will look at what happened there and be like, okay, well, we'll worry about that later. They know the opponent that they're going to be running into in this particular instance. This is one that they have faced in the past. This is a rematch. They faced 2 times in Bangkok last year. So let's actually jump in, get a little bit more knowledge with Izu. Jen Lee had an opportunity to catch up with him.
Jen here with Izu of T1. Now, Izu, since Autumn's move to EDG, he's been implementing new ideas to his new team, similar to what he had done with you guys last year. So what's it like having Autumn on the other side, leading your opponents today?
제가 이제 감독님이랑 오래 하기도 했고 마스터즈 우승도 하기도 했어서 감독님이 충분히 이제 능력이 좋으신 분인 걸 알고 있고 되게 재밌는 조합도 많이 하셨던 걸 알고 있어가지고 상대로 하면은 또 어떤 느낌일지 기대가 됩니다.
Well, we actually spent a lot of years together and we won Masters Bangkok together. And I know he likes to run some funky, unique comps as well. And he's a really capable coach. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be like facing EDG with Autumn leading the team. Thank you very much, Izu, and good luck today.
Thank you.
That it is so interesting that the coach of T1 who won Masters Bangkok with them is now coaching the team on the opposite side. It's such a weird move for Autumn to have gone over to EDG. As far as I'm aware, he doesn't speak Chinese. I think things are having to go through the team system. Yeah. He's been kind of coming up with new funky comps for them to play and new ideas, but I think EDG require a lot of work right now. Like they are still finding their footing, and that's a big task for Autumn as co-head coach of such an unusual project.
Yeah, no, quite interesting. Of course, it's not out of the realm of the ordinary. We have seen coaches from other regions come in and coach, teams in the past. It's not something that's like all that out there, but this is certainly a difference in style, without a doubt, Wyatt.
And that being said, I always feel, and I feel that you have to feel, to just keep saying feel over and over, that
we feel
when EDG are coming into any global event, ultimately they still have Kong Kong and Chichu, who have the ability to just take over a game as a duo at any given moment.
Yeah, actually, so glad you mentioned Kong Kong and Chichu, because before the tournament, as we jump into discussing how EDG is going to be performing in this one, we want to see what kind of incredible feats they could pull off in this server. But more importantly, we want to see if they can handle real-life reflex tests. Let's check this out.
Helios here, and it's time to test the reflexes of none other than Kong Kong as well as Chichu. Thank you guys for joining me. Are you ready for the test?
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, let's get to it. I believe we can start the game, so get ready.
Yeah, ready.
Any minute now.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, one. Ooh.
What?
All right. Got two in the end. It comes at you fast. It's surprising for sure.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll do some quick little movie magic, get reset, and then it's going to be Chichu up. So, cut. We're good? Wow, movie magic. It's all reset. Anyway, it's time for Chichu's turn. I think you have maybe a little advantage because you got to watch Kong Kong go, but let's see if you can beat his score of 2.
3, 2, 1, go.
2. Oh.
该丢了 Maybe I can drop one, I think. 是吧？这下面我该给他丢下去了。
Do you have any words now that you've beaten Kong Kong?
I think I'm better than him.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me, and good luck on your matches.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, man, let me tell you, Seth, you killed that one, 100%. All right, well, hey, listen, let's see. Reflex test, okay, maybe not the best situation. Shout out to Chichu, though. He is better than Kong Kong, his words, not mine. But EDG, though, they're going to be coming to this one, without a doubt, as an underdog. They dropped 2 straight games to Mates to get to this point here. We saw yesterday how good that Mates team is. So was it a matter of Mates just being so good that they were outperforming EDG Sideshow? Or did you feel like maybe EDG didn't give us everything that we know that they're capable of?
Yeah, I don't think they gave you everything. I think that EDG actually found themselves in lots of winnable positions and ended up making far too many mistakes in those spots in areas that they should have been able to close out. They got themselves into winning positions so frequently, but that only matters if you've got the discipline and the fundamentals to be able to make the right decisions to close out games. And I think the T1 are just going to apply a lot of pressure in similar spots.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that might be close to the best that we're going to get from them at this tournament. In regard to having such an all-star showing from Kong Kong. That's not enough to get them over the line on Haven. And I don't know if we've seen them play enough rounds throughout this kickoff run into this tournament that make me believe that they're going to be able to clean up enough of these.
Dude, I mean, Kong Kong was spectacular too in map 1.
Yeah, and oh man, if they can't get it done with this,
yeah,
I am worried.
I think though that it did showcase you want him with the op in his hand, right?
Yeah.
And he was still...
Because coming into the event, that wasn't the case, right?
Well, he was
seeing him be more of a rifler.
Well, yeah, but he was still opping on these maps where he plays Chamber on Haven, for example. But yeah, you're right in the sense that most of the time when he was playing like the Neon, which he did do on map 2, he was mostly with rifle in hand. He actually ended up opping a lot there. He just wasn't playing a character that is best suited for it, so he wasn't in as many spots to dominate and take over the game in map 2, which I think he kind of did map 1.
I just feel like when because coming from America's right, we cover like Aspas and players that are capable of being able to take over a game. But I think at this point here, at this level of competition, you are going to need just a little bit more out of this EDG team. You need more out of the squad to help out Kong Kong, right? Because yes, he's there for a reason. He's one of the best to ever do it. But at some point, man, the Jansport can only hold so much. You gotta let backpack go. I don't know. What do you think?
The guy with the Gucci bag like tied on the shoulder.
Exactly.
Let it go, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, like, do you agree? Like, someone's got to step up here. But who is that?
Chichu. I mean, that's just the obvious pick. But well, in terms of history, what we've seen from him, but I think the real one is CB.
Yeah.
That dude's got to lock in. He had some good rounds, but there were other rounds. You're like, what is this guy doing? Where is he positioning himself? As when he was playing the Neon, he was getting some good kills, and then it felt like every time he got something accomplished, he just wanted more. He was sliding in so often and getting killed because of that, like over pushes.
Yeah.
I have concerns with that. If he just, I don't know, reined it in by like 20%,
all the percentages. We're back with the percentages.
12.5%.
But I think also we may be hyper-focused on the players here, but actually there's some of this that comes down to maps and theory and like what you're bringing in. And I think one of the areas that EDG might be able to find an upset is by leaning into their more unusual stuff that they were running during China. And that means Corrode and Bind. And I think Bind has a decent likelihood of happening in this series because T1 also love to play that map. And EDG run a really, really strange composition that I'd love to take people through in terms of going on into the Telestrator. Because have you ever seen a team on Bind right now running Phoenix with the Harbor? So look at this comp.
Oh,
they're running
fire and water.
Smoggy Harbor before the big Harbor buffs that we've just recently seen, alongside a double duelist comp that has the Phoenix. So what's the theory here on the attack side? Well, as you can see, they're going to use this new kind of whirlpool ability to block off showers, and that creates access into the showers area fairly easily, actually, on your attack side for you to farm up ult orbs. And who are the two people going in this direction? Well, it's the Phoenix and the Harbor. So you're going to be able to get showers control, B-long control fairly easily with that new ability from the Harbor. And then what your comp also allows you to do, if I show you the minimap, is to be able to get in more easily through hookah. So this the fact that this comp has so many walls, we'll show it from the attacker's perspective here in just a moment. Look at this. You're slicing off all of this area of the map. It's also very difficult to go through this. I mean, you could challenge it by trying to swing through here with a flash or something like that, but it does allow you to do more hookah waterfall strategies than you might otherwise be able to do with other compositions. But I think the real power of it is something that EDG have figured out on their attack side, is that Harbor's ultimate now is monstrously effective from B-long. So this, the new Harbor ultimate, it throws out a big wall that pushes forwards, and this is essentially going to cover the whole of the B site. You couldn't do anything against this if you were trying to hard anchor on B. So you already see, though, within China, that Tailu, the team that they're playing against here, are running a B retake wall. They're just playing B for retake. Really unusual idea in terms of bind setups generally, but when you're playing against a Harbor comp that has the ult, you're not going to want to stand on site against this. They're going to know where you are. They're going to be taking it away from you. You can't even flood very well here because the high tide's up in your face. They're using a Phoenix ult to completely make sure that they have the space. And then they even have, because they know it's going to be a big 5v5 afterwards, they've got a Raze ult to be able to play for in the post plant too. Now, this comp falls to pieces on defense like almost any Harbor comp does, though. Like we were watching Harbor recently, right, when Liquid pulled it out on Pearl. And it doesn't look good on defense, but at least they've got some like cool theory ideas that could catch T1 off guard on attack. But it's cheese. That's the way you're getting it done,
well,
I think.
Here. A little cheese, might be okay. Unless you're lactose intolerant. But of course, so a lot of pressure on this squad. And they were feeling that when they faced up against the Gentlemates. We did get an opportunity to catch up with Chichu. We spoke to him about the loss of Gentlemates in this HyperX player moment. Enjoy.
我觉得我们的个人失误很多，然后需要去复盘一下。然后我觉得就是还是比较难过的，因为没有拿下比赛。 我想告诉粉丝的是，这个最大的区别就是，跟你在玩游戏的时候，你不知道对手会做什么，所以说你要不断的去做自己的事，然后去印证自己的一些猜想，这些都是充满着危险性的。所以说每一步其实都是会走得非常的 有困难，但是还是不得不去做，因为这是我们的比赛，我们只有做了，我们才能赢下比赛。
The only saving grace they have is read so well. You've seen this man work, and you'll see it again. Oh, he's feeling himself. Putting on a show.
我对此抱有100%的信心，因为我们打比赛就是来赢下奖杯的。然后我希望在今天，复完盘过后，我们能走得更远，然后拿下大师赛的冠军奖杯。
You could tell what this means to EDG, how much they put into this, and them saying right there, we play for trophies. Well, here's the thing. They're in an elimination game right now. There's a possibility they might not be playing for a trophy after this. And we asked the community in our MasterCard fan poll, did you think any CN squads were going to survive? Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I guess that's a 0% chance at 63. 28% say 1. And I'm assuming that one
is XLG.
So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys make of this?
Well, I think it shows you how much the CN squads are underdogs, right?
Yeah.
And that means if they can land a big upset, I think it would be the first huge upset of Santiago, actually, if EDG or XLG come away with a victory here today.
All right, now before we get into the matchup, we need to figure out who's got the side selection. So we have our 1v1 skirmish today. It's going to be, whoa, Izu versus Jenny? Who, help me out here.
A crazy pull.
What's going on? Who is this guy?
All right, so when EDG won their world championship, they had a player called Simon on the team. They decided to drop him. They decided to drop him. I won't go into the drama around that.
Fair.
But Gianni was the first player that they pulled in to try to replace Simon. Then that didn't work, so they went for HFMI, can't say the rest of his name. And then that didn't work, so they went for CB. I didn't think Gianni was even still traveling with EDG. I didn't realize he was still a sub that went to Masters events with them. Maybe he's just a skirmish.
That's what I like. The concept of flying out a substitute player to just dial in, play skirmish in the practice room every single day so you can win every side select.
I actually don't hate that idea considering the stakes. Like, we've seen it in the regions, you know, we've seen the coaches play, and I think like when you're talking regional battles, maybe a little bit different. But here, every single advantage that you have at a Masters event matters. So I kind of gotta go with the really smart idea here.
He's getting cooked by the skirmish specialist.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's pulling it back a little bit here, but if Jenny... the op is scandalous behavior as well.
That's wild. Okay.
That's not be seeing
No way. What are we doing here? All right.
I mean, this is diabolical stuff.
No. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Dude.
I was rooting for Jenny.
We were selling this narrative.
Jenny won't be subbing in today.
Oh, man.
Will not be subbing in,
Well,
sadly.
we got our side, so let's go ahead and see what's going on with the map picks and bans. Take it away.
Yeah, we're starting map selection for EDG against T1. We already had skirmish T1-1, so you start choosing to be Team A or Team B.
We Team A.
Team A. Okay, so T1, Team A, EDG, Team B. T1 starts banning a map.
We ban Corrode.
Corrode. Ban for EDG.
Ban Breeze.
Breeze. Map pick for T1.
We pick Bind.
Bind. Side on Bind for EDG.
Defense.
Defense. Map pick for EDG. Abyss, Haven, Pearl, or Split.
Oh,
Split.
We pick Haven.
Haven. Side on Haven for T1.
Defense.
Defense. Second set of bans starting with T1. You have Abyss, Pearl, or Split.
No. We ban Abyss.
Abyss. Last ban for EDG. You have Pearl or Split.
Ban Pearl.
Pearl. So decider is Split. Side on Split for T1.
We pick defense.
Defense. Okay, that's it, guys. Good luck. Have fun.
Have fun.
Thank you.
So we are getting that bind map where you illustrated the Harbor play. First of all, just curious to see if they continue to run that comp. Definitely might be incentivized to do so because Harbor's just straight up buffed since the played it in that game you were doing the telestrator of. Now, that being said, I think T1's bind was looking phenomenal in their kickoff run. They just play the straight-up meta comp. They have the Yoru Wele, but they were dismantling all the competition. The last team they went up against was Paper Rex. It was a super one-sided game, and Izu's Yoru was outrageous. Dropped 29 for 8.
Oof. I mean, look, you're going to be needing some Herculean performances across the board here today because it's elimination day. Only 2 teams are going to stay alive, and the crowd is ready to go. So let's go ahead and kick this bad boy off as day 4 of Masters Santiago starts right now.
Vamos a recibirlos. EDG
And here we go, as you have a matchup between 2 teams who faced off against each other at Masters Bangkok 2 times, and they traded wins. But when it mattered most in the lower bracket final, it was T1 who got the better of EDG 3-1. Now, this is where the pressure lies, Wyatt.
A Masters winning core team versus a core of a team that won champions, and one of them is going to be going home this early in the tournament. Who can bounce back today? Can Kong keep up that level of outrageous performance that he displayed in that first match? Just trying to be the hero, trying to get them over the finish line. Couldn't do it, but maybe it'll be enough today.
It must be so surreal for the T1 guys to look over and see Autumn on the other side of things. That aspect is so cool to look at, but we start off on bind, and I am so interested to see what that agent select looks like. But I would agree with you that T1 are the favorites here. I think they're the team that should be in the driver's seat during this game, especially if we end up on split. That's a map that EDG have really been struggling with. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be an uphill battle, a big upset if EDG wins.
If EDG are one note on bind with this Harbor, it feels like the usefulness of that comp will expire quick, and the meta-defining comp that is ran by T1 there should just be able to win over consistency throughout the entire game. But when we get to Haven, again, it's just back on that man right there. Gets to be on the chamber, gets to be that primary upper.
How much of Autumn's understanding of T1's current playbook do you think is going to factor into this one? Or did KDG bring enough unique ideas with the essential same core to the extent with this T1 squad to make it a little bit different to throw Autumn off the scent?
They definitely have changed a little bit since that Bangkok kind of era, and I think it's not as much on KDG in my opinion, it's more on Munchkin. The fact that you've changed the IGL and brought in a guy that does play quite differently. They're not hardcore scrapping all the time, fighting like they previously were. I think it will have adjusted to the point where having Autumn as a coach on the other side doesn't give you like a deep insight into your opponent as much as you might think.
But it does also feel like on T1 side, they know that Autumn likes to do the weird, wonky stuff. So they have to have that assumption. And as we've been talking about and breaking down all this footage and gameplay, surely T1's been doing the same thing. Seeing this Harbor play through, and I mean, we saw how Harbor was kind of fall flat yesterday on the defensive side. We talked about it a lot. This is going to be very interesting. EDG need to figure out ways to clean this up.
Yeah, obviously it's a very different style from Team Liquid, but look, we didn't see T1 show adaptability in that game against the very distinct style that
Do you think they're capable of showing that adaptability, though? That was just an outlier.
I find that I would assume, honestly, that it should be easier to do against this comp than the way that Team Liquid were approaching the game. I really want to see if that man, though, Meteor, can step things back up from having a real struggle showing against Liquid. One of the multi-time trophy lifters globally in Valorant. That's rarefied air that he exists in. And that first series is certainly not indicative of the level that he's shown for years at this point.
Absolutely not. I think as well, when you look at the other side of stuff, like EDG, we're talking about them being the underdogs, and of course they have that legacy of winning an incredible world championship in 2024. I think it deserves a bit more credit, perhaps, and we're even saying that. Think about the other teams that were around at that time, you know, Gen G, your Sentinels, you know, the other squads that were around in 2020, they're not here. 2024.
Oh,
Heretics, for example, like these top teams of that year, they're all gone right now. They are not attending Masters tournaments. EDG have managed, domestically at least, to still keep their head just above water where they can make it to these events. And if you can just get that push, you can wake up a few of these players and remember what they were like a couple years back.
And EDG, they were headed into this tournament with some positive momentum. Yes, they got knocked down to the lower bracket in their run, but they went on a run in that, 4 series wins in a row to get here. And you have to feel like there was the potential for them to be peaking at the right time, just off that streak, off the confidence that they were going to get from that. But they just ran into such a strong Gentlemates team to open this tournament.
It's really fascinating, the juxtaposition between what we were seeing from EDG prior to this. And heck, I would even go as far as say T1, because look, I'm going to call a spade a spade. When we went into that Masters Bangkok event, there was no one in the world that was predicting T1 to win that whole thing. So I'm seeing a team who won an event who was like, oh my God, we did it, versus now a T1 that carries way more confidence with them. And it's the flip side for EDG. They used to be the team that came in with all the swagger in the world, but now it feels like they are lacking a little bit of that confidence.
Sure, I think that's reasonable framing. I also do think, though, in terms of early days here at Santiago, T1 will be more disappointed about being a 0-1 team than EDG.
Ooh,
I think because they've come in with a decent seeding, they would have expected to win that opener.
Well, I just got a little spoiler, which is the fact that EDG want to continue to lean into what works, which is Kong picking up the AWP, playing the agents where that weapon is most useful. Statistically, the Chamber has been his best agent this year. They've swapped up, obviously, fully away from that Harbor look.
This is a good setup. This gives them a chance, I think, in this bind. I think personally.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I think the solo duelist chamber comms that we've been seeing in Americas, run by teams like G2 and 100 Thieves, they've actually been immaculate. RRQ's been doing it in Pacific. It gives you such an ability to control the tempo of the game.
Folks, the last time these teams met, T1 sent EDG home at Masters Bangkok. Will history repeat itself? Let's send it back over to your casters. Here's Pansy and Hypoc.
This feels like it needs to be redemption in my eyes, Mike. Both of these teams performing to a degree that I think is less than their potential so far.
Definitely, yeah.
They've got to show me something here to warrant moving forward.
Yeah, and I think more so for me, it's EDG on the side of that. I'm so happy, obviously, to be coming into bind.
With the panic on your face.
See some changes, because again, it was just... It wasn't here. It wasn't here.
No, you didn't use that.
No, I used another word, but we're on now.
Okay, true. Yeah, we've gone past agent selectors. Production told us we are now live into the game on the defending side. EDG T1 on the attack. And we've got a set standard early, an adjustment in composition from EDG, which, as said, I think is a very good indicator, hopefully, that they are looking for adjustments at this point.
Absolutely, T1 already showing presence here towards B long. No contact elsewhere on the map, so EDG making moves just yet. Buzz all the way on top side already. Izu's going to find Chichu.
Yeah, and it just feels like there's no fight back, man. EDG just get bullied. Kong's here, but by now the plant's in. There's 5 on the site. They've got a deeper post plant down long. Where are you meant to find that next layer in? It would be really hard to take away all of these crossfires that can be put in play so quickly.
Chichu down to 3 HP, but he's able to disconnect here, and already Izu looking to wrap
that
back behind EDG here. Smoggy hasn't made moves just yet through CT.
It's gorgeous though. A proactive post plant, I'll take that. CV, not bad. But they've lost out on Kong's here, down to 2, so you're starting to really lose it in the numbers and the time. And Izu with 4 insane kills. That reposition, Mike, that's what I want to see. Take the ball by the horns, get active, get involved.
And so much time to piece something together there with EDG, just desperate to, well, somebody to overpeak on site. Just huddled into hookah here.
I mean, it has been the conversation of discipline throughout this tournament. And to be fair, I don't think T1 are the first team that comes to mind for it, but you're not going to get that many... Yeah, exactly. So I think it's going to be interesting to see that as well. I do want to touch base as we go throughout this. It was a key issue with EDG, primarily. The amount of times that these anti-ecos would slip away from them, over-peaking, you know, player disadvantage situations or advantage situations they'd lose in. I want to see that mentality just tidied up. And, well, Buzz off to a good start. Takes away Kung Kung. That is, I don't want to say the floodgates open. There's still 2 players towards Shower, and Smoggy's gone. There's only 1 there now, so it's a little tougher to imagine this going any other way.
Deal here. CB obviously still towards, let's say, back towards Showers, but able to slip away. Only classics on the way back in here for EDG. 3 left standing. Tough to really break through and find an opener here, and Buzz just looking to farm up what's left on the table for now. CB the last to find.
There's our lovely teammates to facilitate. He's on the right.
Oh, Stacks, come on,
Stacks,
man.
that's really unnecessary, bro. But yeah, don't be laughing, Stacks. That's wild. You saw that little like shot of the grin just as it pans past. Stacks. You already had a really good game.
We've got to look for this synergy early on. Everybody looking to work together. Stacks had a good series the other day.
He's on the yellow card now.
Yep.
Instant yellow on that. But great from Buzz. I mean, confidence builders for sure, right? Feeling in the game.
Buzz would have just seen he was tagging it through the wall there as well.
Brilliant. Great. Nasty. That's such an unnecessary kill. No one, nothing.
No.
Just literally.
Love of the game. Just for the love of the game.
Oh, that is wild. Okay, so buy in place for EDG coming back into this. Couple light shields, though, dotted throughout, but I don't see anything massive to punish it. On the other side, kind of slow and steady. Maybe just trying to identify where maybe Kung Kung is. Get an idea of the setup. Clearing through.
Flash along with a court here, so nobody doesn't have confirmation, but with the Prowler going back through, second flash will indeed confirm presence.
They're going to pull a player on that.
Yeah, I was going to say still just 2 here, but now CB looking to make moves.
Okay. Exchange of info confirmed, 2 down long, but in the meantime, look at the site hit. Buzz is in, and okay, you are lucky that Chichu is on the case, because they looked absolutely dead to rights there. Nobody in the corner looking baffled as to what was coming. The Molly forces him out. Munchkin gets him. Hold on, it's a 3v3. This is a bonus for T1. This was not meant to be the big threatening round, but Chichu, the hero of the hour, goes down. Meteor! That's what I'm talking about! 4 big kills! T1 getting the bonus in hand.
As Meteor to find it, somebody who struggled massively in that opening series. The takeaway here, convert a bonus for T1. Initially, Chichu finding 2 freebies effectively on the way in here. CB slight overstep into the snake fight. This makes him basically a freebie in response.
We've got some big performances already. Buzz sitting on 5-2, Izu 4-1, Meteor 4-1, and Stacks was the man who stood out to me earlier.
Absolutely. Well,
so
yeah,
it's like,
Stacks has got his scummy kill and he's out there for the time being.
That is wild, we're calling it scummy kill.
I mean, it was. It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just, oof. So Kung Kung goes walking. He's had a little look down short, posted up for now. Not going to get much play early. Kind of that 3-1-1 spread throughout bind. And T1, very meticulous in approach thus far. Ready. See how either you want to maybe hold this again. You've got Buckies, you've got Sheriffs, and you don't have Kung Kung. T1 on the money today. It feels like they've warmed up here. Again, EDG, this isn't the round you'd imagine masses of work to be done, but I like that from CB, but it's just laboured. Chichu on the case. So they're still going to be trying to put up some numbers here. Chichu is online. So Smoggy. Buzz tries to break the back line that they lost. Gets it back in hand, and now the spike can be recovered.
Smoggy's got to upgrade that. Nobody's still on the Bucky. We'll have a chance here in the reset from T1 to potentially find an upgrade. So effectively a full 2v2 reset here. Dog will confirm the rotation. Plenty of time to find this Plumber. That's going to be the issue for EDG.
I was interested to see how far Munchkin was willing to go on this, because obviously they might know about the dog, they might have heard that potentially, but they don't know if maybe Smoggy had already started that rotation. It's not the case.
Yeah, you see the pings here actually potentially looking to catch somebody with Buzz's ult. Maybe teeing up Munchkin on contact here from elbow.
Right, there's the upgrade for Nobody.
They're both going CT.
That could play into the plan of T1. See how the contact plays out, though.
This is going to be brutal.
Yeah, as this feels like they've made something out of nothing, but again, going to be quite deep by the time they get close. Here we go, and there. That might just be the checkmate, and yeah, it is. Buzz going to get his 3, and the plan well made, and T1 just get things back in order. It got dangerous, and I like what EDG were trying to do. They got in their faces. They weren't playing scared and that. But it doesn't really make much difference here. T1 keeping stable, looking solid, and that's what I'm going to be happy with. If they can keep this kind of clean approach, lovely.
And certainly threat in this round from EDG. Chichu again finding 2 kills.
He's trying.
Yeah. On the top of the board for EDG, but nothing else to write home about. Getting closer and closer to some of these ultimates, but already with the investment coming from T1. Firm lead in that regard. Same setup once more. Standard approach towards this B-side hold, and T1 have found their point of weakness, it would feel.
Cutting through. Deep. Here.
Chichu somewhat kept this together last time, finding 2 in the kind of cut, but that's great from CB, waiting to catch on the push-up, deny Buzz the ability to springboard in, break that front line for it. So EDG have held off the first wave.
Yeah, great learning on the fly here, just to duck inside that smoke. Deny that initial burst towards side. T1 haven't backed away, though.
No, they're still going for this one, and there's no additional rotations coming out. They feel happy enough with the 3 here for EDG. Be playing black a little bit further back on this. T1 really looking for a fight. That's the one. The swing from CB there felt dangerous. And again, taking risks when they still had information to be used. I don't like this. They've made something out of nothing. The rotations are on the way.
Players are miles away.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit nervous if this is what I'm seeing now, but there's still a chance of this. Kung Smoggy, they want this one back. And Stacks with 5 seconds until he gets maybe the Haunt, if he even gets a chance to use it. But tucked in a corner.
How will they read this plant, though? So you take it all the spam connecting.
Just gonna play this calm. Can he get one for free? That's the question. Yeah, he can. A second, but it's Kung. Surely not again. Stacks can't do it. Kung can. And EDG are finally on the board. I got insanely nervous seeing that swing from backside, though.
Again, the challenge into CT here. EDG are so far. I don't know if T1 are thinking maybe somebody's already up close and personal. Again, the challenge wasn't really necessary here. EDG allowed a way back in to this retake. Wait, that was the kill?
Jesus.
I thought CB was maybe just spamming into that, so it was literally one bullet.
Excuse me, I'm working.
EDG will post their first here, do have a couple of these ultimates available. We'll come into round 6. The pit, the orbital strikes. CB and nobody actually just one away.
Yeah, pretty close. Wiley getting back in and then getting proactive, it looks like. Flash down. Do they then go for a fight? He's just caught. Yeah, terrible timing. Utility in hand and rewarded for CB. Good trade for Munchkin, though. Not going to let that go unpunished. The CB was already basically halfway out of there. And, just gets spammed. Meteor on the punish, and now nobody looking vulnerable. Look how far away the other players are. They're going to know his presence, a high flash, but he just wants to backpedal. No, he's sticking around. I don't know what he was hoping for there, but that probably wasn't it. 4 players to the 2, and the site is very much T1's.
Give this up, almost the operator in hand for Kung. Too big an investment to risk here when they're already up against it in terms of the finances. T1 probably already reading that very well with how deep Meteor's exploring towards CT now. Chichu tagged up, only down to 89. Plenty of time left to find these kills, Lauren.
Yeah, they're going for it too. So Chichu will hold it at least for now, but you're looking at Buzz here, and there is a slower approach from Munchkin. I don't know if that's going to come in either, but let's see. Buzz taken down.
Ooh!
God! All right, Kung. He'll put on a show, but it doesn't change the round outcome. And I don't know if Munchkin gets LOS on this.
No, I think it's too tight an angle.
Yeah, he's all right, so it looks like he keeps the operator. Okay, I was making real sure on that, but 5-1. I also just feel like EDG aren't getting the information they want early. I don't know how they want to go about finding that?
Again, and just looking at the timing on rotations, they've been behind the curve a little bit, and then with nobody kind of overstaying his welcome, yeah, it sends out a flash to maybe allow him
time to
allow him time to back all the way into CT, because Chi-Chu's already there. There's no reason for an extra body to fall here. You can see how quickly at that point it's just, yeah, we've got to save. We have to save.
Yeah, and again, I want to see how they problem solve getting that early information, because I don't mind that they kind of went for that aggressive start on short on B, traded out 1-for-1 in the end, but that's not reliable enough. I think I want to see them try and be a little bit more fluid with those rotations here. So just checking in with the Coinbase win condition. As we can kind of see the flow of things, it's pretty one-sided. It's a 5-1 score.
Yeah, I think probably coming out of this timeout, the win condition for them is going to be building a plan around these ultimates, Lauren. They've already been able to stack these up and at a 4-round deficit.
Yeah.
Maybe not here in the buy round for sure, but there needs to be something proactive on the side of EDG. We're sending probes out. Initially, there's a swing out from Huki here, but a little limp-wristed.
Yeah, it did.
CB's immediately out there. There's no contingency to somebody counter-swinging that. Like you said, I believe Munchkin, right? It was just immediate on that trade. And
quick on it.
Unfortunately, then CB's caught transitioning back out of hookah. So yeah, for me, certainly the response I'd like to see here on the defense from EDG.
God, they're abusing this, aren't
yeah, to make use of some of these ultimates in the next few rounds at least.
That's a tough start if you're looking at the mini-map. Now, how long does Chi-Chu get to play this? Ooh.
Ooh. Well, well, now they know.
Time to run. No, time to try and do something. Didn't work out, shockingly. Site is going to be T1's. Izu's there. They've got a nice molly towards CT. He's got safety to pop out. So they can get the plant, and it is a 5v4. Now, a Frenzy, a couple of upgraded pistols, but not much. It's mostly really Kung at this point to try and do something. Nice flash. Going to force away the first layer. CB then takes some steps. Most of this post plant is towards long, but then look at the space between the next players coming through. Luckily, Kung lands a great shot. Meteor's now in no man's land. Has to slip back in towards Hookah. Izu next, point of contact. Kung's found him again. Okay, that's a second body dropped. You got some more of that, Kung. Stacks just back towards long. Yeah, gonna catch nobody. And this is where they kind of, you know, the fun stops, right? This is where they start really tightening up that post plant. Oh.
Another? Of course.
I mean...
But of course.
It doesn't change the outcome, but it certainly looks pretty. T1, though, again, they found a pressure point. They're not really letting up.
Yeah, and the issue being Buzz is going to have his second ultimate by round 8. So a huge tool in terms of site executions here, especially with EDG hanging around to contest these site hits.
And then it becomes that thing in my head of like, okay, well, when do we put Kung towards B? When do we start trying to make him move around the map? And then is that the time that T1 decide to flip it up and change things around, right? But I feel like you've got to try and get this man active, because these three players are not holding this B site, and you've got to find something fast. You're sat at 6-1, and look, we know he's a gifted player. He's got 4 kills, but it didn't change what the round's going to look like. And once again, we're seeing similar scenes.
Yeah, let's hit the site. Kung's not on again. He's going to be able to, I mean, connection on the flash here, but it won't necessarily tell them anything different about any other round.
They are trying to play towards B long at least, though. I prefer this, but then I want to see what the layers are from T1, right? This means that, okay, B is not free and available. Cool. So let's see how the rest of the map feels. We're going to have to deal with getting past Kung, potentially, because we haven't seen anything else. And I like the rotation. This is better from EDG. They've gone proactive on the extremity, down B long, freed up nobody, has got Seekers. So this could be incredibly useful. A 3-2 split towards the A site, 3 through shower.
Smoggy's got to be careful here because he's in a fairly committed position. Does have the trap. We'll note the TP as well.
Flash. Here we go. Kung then plays it forward. TP's back, and Smoggy's blind as anything. He can't find a shot in time. And now Kung deleted. T1, this is masterful from them. I gotta say it, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Initially, I put it to EDG for not adapting well enough, but T1 are looking like they are on point today, Mike.
I mean, it's almost like they're not expecting some of this investment to come.
Yeah.
They're in positions that, like I said, Smoggy is fully committed here. Has the trap, yeah, but where do you fall back to? Kung's got so much to control from top truck that you can't just rely on him in this scenario. And they just absolutely buckle under the pressure that T1 are able to apply.
Still no solutions found. And if anything, that's compounded the problem of, oh, we hit the site that Kong was at, we hit the site that had the third player on it. There was that rotation from nobody. They were there. They had the right read, and it still just instantly fell apart. As you said, maybe Smoggy caught in a position that didn't really favor them. You can see where he died even on the minimap there. It's just, there's no backing from that. So T1, I'm very impressed with this T1 side. They had an explosive start, sure, but they have been largely in control for this since that point forward. I haven't seen a robust reply from EDG yet.
I just don't know what the discussion was in that timeout.
Gorgeous.
Again, just look at some of these kills. Dare I say they're seemingly free once they actually get through the choke point. Like, unless they stop them in showers there and there's a plan in place to really secure that.
We're tasting.
Off the pit, but he's going to be challenged immediately.
It's been revealed. He couldn't stay alive. The pit's gone down.
Buzz is playing insane right now.
Oh, he is deadly, man. And Kong, can he do much with this? He's still lingering around. They might have a good idea. Yeah, with that Prowler there, absolutely. Hot flash on it. They're going to go hunting. Kong's full, and T1. They are sharp. They know exactly what T1 would, excuse me, what EDG would like to do. None of it's working for EDG. The flank considered potentially by Stacks as well. Yeah, simple stuff for these boys. This is their bread and butter. Nobody in Smoggy. Have fun, I guess.
Easy's going to catch this, so no chance for nobody to even slip into the pit. Smoggy, last one standing. Now noted Munchkin will remove his head. An 8-1 scoreline here. EDG, mountains to climb to get back into this now, and T1 hitting this sort of pace time and time again.
Oh, that reveal timing. Chi-Chu's got to know he was dead then.
It's heartbreaking because, what, 2 rounds ago we were looking at basically all 5 ultimates available.
Yep.
EDG have got nothing from it. Going to call a second timeout here in round 10.
I guess we could then discuss a little bit of the comfort in this composition, but when your coaches look like that, I'm not.
Well, again, this issue, I was happy to see the change, but whether or not this is just kind of a knee-jerk reaction. In terms of some of the win conditions, in terms of getting CB into a position, at least on the defense here, to play aggressively, at least trim the fat a little bit.
Sure.
I mean, at this point, hell, go for a trade. Just get a kill.
Do anything.
Get a kill on somebody. Ahead of sponging a site here.
Yeah, before Buzz is on site, try and get a kill. But it's easy for us to say that. Obviously, it's easy in this position when we get to see everything, but...
There's not much stopping T1 when they're playing like this.
No, exactly. Look, we've seen the strength of these boys.
But the issue being they're going to sit back and watch this half just pass them by.
That's the devastating part, right? We were talking about redemption and that resilience. EDG are a world-class team. They are not doing that now. Well, that's the difference.
Issue being as well, what we saw previously on Haven from EDG, if we go to, again, they just looked kind of lost for answers, right? Yeah. Their go-to wasn't working.
And then where's the adaptation? Where's the
you get a few rounds from Kong, and talked about it not being kind of something you can repeat over and over again.
No.
As much as he'd like to say otherwise.
Look, and that's the issue with some of the, I guess, series and teams we're seeing now is the brutality of unactualized potential. As you said, this might be EDG watching this half pass them by. And for T1, they are firmly in control of the momentum. Deep default, just see if they can identify any over-aggression that could be the solution that EDG wanted to go to.
Right here.
And that makes it harder for EDG, right? They are going to be behind the curve in every possible solve they could come up with.
T1 now finally expecting the aggression. It's Izu with a scope in hand. Smoggy. A pretty snappy shot onto him.
Okay, that's good. You've got a man advantage. We don't need to do any more, right? We can chill now. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I really don't want to be seeing that! T1!
Why?
There was no need, EDG. You had the advantage. You had 2 players up. Okay, they can deny the plant at least, but with 45 seconds, Munchkin's got his own. He's still got a molly. He's still got 2 smokes. And he does have Stacks by his side as well. Oh dear, Stacks, he's on it! EDG breaking their own hearts, man. They had that one in the bag.
T1 drift into these sightlines on A short. And again, they're looking to punish the other side of the default, which is just...
That's a dream if you're T1. You're not meant to catch them walking like that's not meant to happen. They've
By the
got...
way, that shot from Smoggy was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like CB's caught here, just he's not even ready for this engagement. As they're about to walk out, he's setting up to be the one to slide into the open. Very bizarre. That will kind of shatter the mental of EDG now. Yes, we're talking about a high caliber team, tons of experience, but rounds like that where you feel, right, we're off the starting block, and it just gets ripped away from you.
Can you recover anything? A buffer, right? Give me enough that you can make it through a pistol round on the second half. I'll take that. So they're going to invest Smoggy deeper. You're hoping for a one and done, maybe then allow Kung Kung to come into effect.
Yeah, play in with the rifle here, but it's going to be the full force of T1. Izu's going to be able to reveal absolutely everything that's going on here.
It's so simple, T1. This is just systematic domination. And do you know what? They're pulling no punches. Why would you at this point? They want the job done. They had a rough start to things, and they are not going to let it happen again. T1 are in form, Mike. It is just lovely to see.
They're just so efficient with this composition in terms of Izu and Buzz just finding value round after round. A flawless round to get to 10.
And look, this is T1's map, you know, but this is not what you wanted to see. This is not what you wanted to see. This could have been a great, great elimination game. So far, I feel like EDG aren't in the server. And I like EDG. We know the highs of this team. I can't stress it enough.
So Buzz is about to get his third ult as well.
God, he's 15-6.
Yeah, he's just playing lights out right now.
Look how many ops there are, Michael.
Yeah,
Michael, why is there three of them?
Quite a three. Yeah.
Okay, we've found one.
Again, because they're reading this like they're like, guys, you have to push us, right?
Yep. You got to take space somewhere. You can't keep playing on this kind of like passive line, just gambling and guessing. And Izu going to take way out of that, but going to note that there's a push down towards Shower. So going to take the extremity on that. That's fine. Now we don't need to overextend. We've got a little bit of info. Let's see how T1 want to react, right? Where do they want to then put their attention towards?
Trade out for rifles now. So Stacks and Munchkin with their ultimates to invest here. Chichu getting curious on the other side. Now, that could be an issue, depending on timing here.
I like this so far, actually, from EDG, funny enough. I like what they're doing. But sadly, Buzz is just breaking backs out here, man. Straight away, he's got so much value every time. Two players as well. It's just too good. It's just too good. And then Izu wants to try and capitalize. And again, you can understand the intent.
The counter stun's insane there, actually.
Hold up. Chichu's in a great position here, but it's actually going to be done. The damage being done elsewhere. Down to a 1v1. Stacks up against Chichu. An opportunity for a piece of silver lining to potentially fall to EDG's hands. And Chichu going to walk this out. He doesn't want to stick around too close, allow Stacks the chance to find a quick kill. Not to be. He has to go for.
Down here, we'll cut line of sight. Chichu won't be able to pressure this. Might just spot the edge of it.
But the confidence is going to be on Stacks' side, but the HP is on Chichu's. Gets to get a step closer, still a seize and the horn in hand. Playing on the corner, spots nothing yet, and then the penny should drop right about now. There it is. Stacks turns, looks for it, can reposition well. He's playing Ringa Ringa Rosie, and Chichu has to clear everything. Oh dear, it's there for Stacks. T1 looking untouchable, Mike.
Just absolutely insane to see them operate at this level. EDG with so little answers. Similar, again, a much worse scoreline, but a similar thing we saw in the opening series. Just that next level of adaptation never really came from them.
And we were waiting and hoping we would see it. Simply did not come in time or at all. 11-1 to scoreline. Don't go anywhere.
Can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars.
Not how it works.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
ahí? ¡Oh! Los casters están acá, ¿eh? Como sonríes, ¿eh? ¡Oh! ¿Y qué hacen los casters ahí?
CB put to his grave, and he's not backing down. There's no reason to. There's no fear at all shown. Munchkin just pumping damage, and Izu standing guard. It's gorgeous. T1 just putting on a show. Wrap it up. 13-1. T1. They are not going home yet. They want to stay here, and they have shown why. EDG. Barely a look in this time. Not a single player breaking double digits. Quiet throughout. So it's time for them to figure it out. Haven is on the horizon and they need that to work, or this one will be over before you know it.
hunting down that title.
The time to write the next chapter in the esports history books is finally here.
And they fold it in his hands yet again. Steps up to the plate, and he could knock this one out of the park. Now they shall be engraved alongside the greats.
Ponla pa' subirle esa chapa, me gustan pila y tú sabes que yo soy puto que estoy la es mentira. Full de los bolsillos pa' darte lo que tú pidas, ya están dándole a la tuya y va con un vuelo de ida. Ponla pa' subirle esa chapa, me gustan pila y tú sabes que yo soy puto y que estoy la es mentira. Full de los bolsillos pa' darte lo que tú pidas, ya están dándole a la tuya y va con un vuelo de ida. Ponla pa' subirla, ponla pa' subirla, ponla pa' subirla, ponla pa' subirla, ponla pa'
Jen Lee here with T1's KDG. Now that was the T1 we know and the T1 we wanted to see. In your last series against Team Liquid, you guys talked about how you struggled to adapt to the neon waylay from them, but that is not the problem you're going to have with EDG here today. So do you feel like that is the reason you guys were in full control of the game today?
일단 저희가 첫 경기라서 무대 적응 및 그다음 선수들이 폼을 못 찾은 것도 있고요. 그렇기 때문에 오늘은 다들 약간 편안한 마음으로 임하기 때문에 조금 더 잘하고 있는 것 같고, 그리고 일단 조합도 저희가 네온 웨이레이 상대로 고전한 게 맞기 때문에 저희가 그거를 극복하는 데 초점을 두고 있습니다.
Well, yeah, in our last series against Team Liquid, that was our first match. We still needed some time to get used to the big stage and to the new environment. I think people, the players are feeling a lot more comfortable on stage, and that might explain our good performance. And also, comp-wise, we're still kind of trying to adapt to the neon waylay, but yeah, it did help a bit with what happened in map 1. Now, thank you so much, KDG, and hope you guys keep it up.
And you blinked, you missed it. That's right, folks, 13-1. You heard Coach KDG there say, we weren't feeling too comfy on the stage. Well, I think they're feeling pretty damn good now after the shellacking, Wyatt, that they just gave EDG.
Just highlight real stuff from every player on T1. They boiled them, they mashed them, they scrambled them. They turned them into a soupy homogenate that's on the stage floor down there.
Okay, it's like they're just gloop on the floor. Okay, I wasn't ready for that visual. But you know what, though? There is something to be said, though, just about how Wyatt T1 were playing this. We were seeing brilliant executes out of them. The thing that was happening to them in the series that they had against Team Liquid, they were doing against EDG, overwhelming their opponent and leaving him with little to no option.
They're incredible on these attack sides, running this hard meta comp. They're one of the best teams with it. You can see every single time they're getting into these sites, the sequences of utility were just so nice. So many times going into sites that had multiple player anchors, 3 stacks, and they were just dismantled. Like the defenders didn't even have guns. Like they felt like they couldn't even shoot back.
And even when you saw adjustments,
just like flashes, everything, right?
Even when you saw adjustments, though, right, it wasn't enough because they would just find another pivot that they would move to, and then they would find a way to exploit that.
Yeah, bro, where were the adjustments? Kang spent most of the game just AFK on A. They didn't try to post him up on hookah or anything. I mean, this round, look, this one's a fun one. They go for the pit in this round, and apologies. This is a different one, but again, look at Kang. He is almost AFK, essentially, holding short in a lot of these positions as T1 group on the opposite side and are just looking to overwhelm. It's very difficult when the whole point is that the chamber's supposed to be a big threat all around the map, and he's just static in one position and T1 get around it so easily.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, I don't... brother, also... the 5-on-3s that were being lost as well. Just frustrating because it's not like they weren't in very winnable positions in these rounds. It's something you were talking about before heading into this game. There was an issue in the prior, but it's like 5-on-3s and then over pushing. The one time in hookah, they get 2 kills on short, and then there's 3 players pushing out of hookah that just get gobbled up.
It's an actually insane decision to do that.
Again on B, we saw the clip in that reel where CB just jumps up into hookah and dies after
Where you going,
5-on-3. Relax, man.
And also, too,
you're in winning position.
It needs to be mentioned as well. Can we talk about Buzz's impact? He had 5
insane.
first kills. He was all up in their face, all up in the grill, nonstop, gave him no room to breathe. That waylay was just oppressive, and there was just nowhere for these players
and
to
again,
move.
you're just seeing on the executes when he's going in, how much utility is being placed for him to get those kills. That round where they countered the Viper's pit down short insta, they know it's coming because they have the ult. Haunt goes over the top, instant double dash, just free kill fighting in that pit when the Viper gets lit up by that initiator util. All of the other big execute rounds, the flashes from Izu so well placed in all of those
Izu
moments.
was amazing
late in the half when they just started steamrolling over that A side. They just are so good on bind, man.
Yeah, they are good on bind. I mean, we're looking forward to Haven and maybe the Kang operator having much more value over there, but I'm just looking at the way that they navigated the Kang op in this attack half, thinking they're just going to do something similar again.
Yeah.
They're going to try to find out where he is, avoid him, hard hit the site.
And now they have 3 lanes that they could just kind of work around the map. It's a bigger map than bind, so they can move wherever they want.
I think EDG have to really step up their ability to make Kang's positioning a threat.
Yeah.
And I will say, I absolutely expect that to be the case on Haven because they have been playing this Haven comp. They, in kickoff, had some good defensive setups. I think we saw some good setups the other day. They're definitely more dynamic. Whereas for bind, they changed off the harbor stuff, presumably just had less time to add some density to their strat book as far as how they're setting up that defense. So they should be better on Haven.
Speaking of that strat book, though, let's actually send it over to Jen Lee. She's getting an opportunity with Autumn to hear his thoughts ahead of map 2.
Jen with Autumn of EDG. Now, Autumn, instead of the triple controller on bind, you put Kang on the chamber, giving it a little bit of a change in composition. And it seems like the general theme for EDG here in Masters Santiago. So heading into Haven, where you do run the chamber as well, what are some adjustments that you can make so that you get more value out of Kang and his operator?
일단 특히 수비에서 체인버가 잘 활용을 하려면은 그 체인버가 라인을 잡고 있는 다른 라인에서 체인버가 없는 라인에서 다른 선수들이 이제 좀 공격적으로 라인을 뺏기면 안 되는데 저 이번 바인드에서는 그게 안 돼서 졌다 생각을 하고 헤이븐은 반대로 저희가 그 준비가 잘 돼 있는 맵이기 때문에 아마 큰 문제 없을 것 같습니다.
Well, when it comes to getting the most value out of the chamber, especially on bind, what happened is that you really need other players that are holding the other lines where chamber isn't, or chamber is absent at. They really need to be aggressive and really shoot heads, but that didn't really happen on bind. But when it comes to Haven, we are well prepared. We're prepared to work as a team to make the strats work around the chamber, so I think we could put up a better performance. Thank you, Autumn, and good luck.
I agree that they'll probably have a deeper strat book in order to put up a better performance on Haven. At the moment, though, they're tied in terms of at least rounds won at a global event with MIBR in Toronto. So that would only happen if they got 13-0'd. Obviously, they would tie with 19. But, you know, you haven't had a great experience out here yet. Buzz trolling a little bit with the veto hover for a second, and then, oh no, I will be playing the Neon actually. But this is all about getting Kong in better positions. And honestly, I feel sad saying that because they should have way more win conditions, a team like EDG. And yet, the only one that we've seen this tournament at all is Kong has to play like a literal god descended onto Earth.
And I'm going to need CB on this map to rein it in, man, because he had those moments on Bind where he was trying to do too much, threw away advantages by being caught, and we saw that on Haven the other day. This has to be his best map of this tournament so far, or else EDG will be going home early.
EDG needs to dig deep, but T1 just needs to stay the course. Let's send it over to your casters, Pansy and Hypoc, for the call.
So far, it feels in Santiago, there is nowhere to hide. If there are issues, they are seen. If you have weaknesses, they are exploited. And EDG just got basically what could have been an email on map 1.
Yeah, basically just completely absent from that first map. The issue being, well, I'd say the positive, right? EDG are starting on the attack.
Fresh.
They're going to have the ability to come in here and basically adopt a new approach. They have to. What they struggled massively versus Gentlemates was the downtime, coming up with some sort of decision in the mid-round, whether a player down, players did a good, it didn't matter. They were just lacking ideas. Very concerned for the defensive half here, but I guess on the side of T1, if they don't feed into that, don't allow EDG to build any sort of snowball alongside CB and Kang, maybe there's still hope.
There is a big difference in players at this caliber. When met with a brutal beginning, you can pick yourself back up. There, Chichu has done just that. That's Meteor gone.
Picking up where he left off. Chichu, one of the few to really put numbers up on that first map. And there wasn't many.
Munchkin trying to be reserved with utility, but the investment there to try and stall out any sort of springboard instantaneously towards B. And in the meantime, T1 re-clearing potentially towards Garage, and I think they might catch a body here on Chichu. Let's see. No, Chichu's still standing. Okay, man, Chichu. I guess he's going to try and do what he can. If it's on his shoulders, so be it. But a 3v2, Munchkin dead to right. CB stuck around. And it's all on stacks now. They should have this.
Well, 22 HP. They should have this. You're right.
Right. All good. Bye-bye. There we go. EDG matching map 1 score.
Well, the bar is set now for improvement.
Help me, Michael. I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to upset the
TN
TN fans, Michael.
It got a little weird there when the response comes from T1. I mean, Chichu does really well to find two more in Garage. Even so, T1 well equipped to almost catch EDG in mid in their pivot. But a sigh of relief here. Pistol round.
Yes.
On the board. Get some, well, finally get some guns.
So surely they get the second. There is a stack towards A-Long. There's 4 players there. CB. Oh dear. That's a Bulldog. Could be recovered. I think it should be able to be. Nobody's near enough that he could potentially go and grab that, but they're really repositioning. I like this. They're looking for those small win conditions, those small moments, and they might find another here. Nobody is going to fall. Chichu
not
falls.
Like this.
This is not what I want to be seeing. It's a 3v2. Kong and Smoggy's turned around. Thank God for Kong. Thank God, as Meteor was the one who wasn't with that 4-play pack of players. And by all rights, this should be safe. This should be fine.
Kong scope in hand, yes, 35 HP, but there's no way Meteor gets out of this smoke, right?
8 bullets, 2 to find. There we go, thank God for Kong. Everything's fine. That's all you need every single round, one of your players to get 3 kills. It's good.
You can hear T1 a little overzealous, maybe bubbling over from that map 1 scoreline.
I like that they're trying to be a little bit naughty with it, right? Play those 4-play stacks, take a really big risk, get really active. You know that EDG are going to feel a little bit shaky.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to absolutely apply pressure in these early rounds. Force EDG into recovery mode once more.
He's trying to fire him up though, Kong. He's not going to let this one slip without at least trying. Let's see if there's more in the tank, right? This is where it gets a little bit sketchier. Big reinvestment here for EDG.
Buzz on the hunt. Tuck up here, deep on A-Long. So we'll enable some rotations to come through. Actually going to confirm here with the drone down through sewers as well.
Whether or not they can still sponge the hit is the next part, but they've done really nicely at getting some extremity information. I don't know if that Aldron
The drone did not spot him.
Oh,
no.
Well, Izu, you have been given a gift. That might deny a little bit of it in quick movement. Oh, Izu! That's stunning! And a mistake gets punished. And frustration surely for EDG, as that could have been a lovely step in the right direction. The two heavy hitters thus far, though, still alive. But look at Kong's HP.
Yeah, barely. 11 HP here. Buzz still controlling the space elsewhere. I mean, they would need a miracle to get the spike out of this situation.
Yeah, they would. And again, you look at the crossfires. Kong, good as you may be,
30 seconds
I
left.
don't think you get much play into this. You might get one, but it's then getting the spike, getting any further. I mean, it would be legendary if he does, but and again, the map still feels completely under control. I think they're just trying to live as long as they could. Not going to happen. Munchkin's already taken away Kong as Chi-Chu's options become 0.
Yeah.
And he is being hunted down. You can already see Buzz.
Still going to be some money for the buy here if Chi-Chu can hold on to this rifle. Well, at least a buy.
Buzz is getting closer. I think Chi-Chu's heard it. Chi-Chu, can you hold on to this? It's a prized possession. He's done well there, and I think he should be safe for now. So EDG going to have to bow out of this one. And again, a mistake with the owl drone, basically.
Yeah, because they're looking to pop with this dart because they're confident that close has been... Oh my God, it's so close as well. It's actually almost just drawn the eyes towards C-Link. That's why they pop off this recon towards backside. Absolute confidence in the utility, but very small miss, and it's a disaster for EDG. Fly back in will be shaky.
Yeah, and CB trying to play ahead of this with Smoggy. Izu really close by. I don't think he... Oh, what a turn from Izu! 1 HP, not going to be able to live any further. But in the meantime, Buzz got Chi-Chu down, so the numbers are sitting very well with T1. Up for the brawl, up for a fight. They bring it into a 2v2. EDG at least have some safety in space. They don't know how much so yet. Do need to get the spike and reset a bit.
Look at the HP, though. T1 can wait this out. CB down at 51, Kong at 72. Not expecting T1 to come barreling back in to secure this position. Again, just question marks elsewhere. It was fairly all in from EDG towards lobby.
Yeah.
Both rifles here. I mean, if Munchkin's full on challenging towards long, chance to open up the A site.
Yeah, they certainly could. Munchkin playing relatively safer now, but when does that want for information start to mount? It's there, and he's actually got the drop on him.
Ooh!
For Kong, though, hits a great shot. He gets to recover a little bit of that HP, down to 39. Has ult, not going to utilize it, and he looks for the fight. Spots him out. This has to be clean, and it's not. Meteor's there. Nice stuff from T1. Again, taking risks, but taking names.
Beautiful crunch immediately. And even there with the paranoia, you're just so worried Izu's not going to find anything off that. Yes, it sets the rest of the play in from long.
Yeah.
Izu does so well to adjust here. You can see what he sees here. It's the ping on the recon. The adjustment is beautiful. Unfortunately, the numbers just favoring T1 in this situation. Kong with a great catch, but the damage was already done early on. It's a really, really tough 1v1 to win. Stacks liking what he's seeing.
Yep. I mean, that's 2 big rounds. They've gone quite close as well. That's quite hard for EDG to
Yeah, I mean, fighting back into this map for sure.
Yeah.
So the force will be popped here by Kong, which will probably send T1 a little further back into a passive hold. Ultimate's coming online here. Both sides. You've got the Hunter's Fury for Stacks and the TP for Izu. To apply a little bit of pressure here towards mid. Just going to be caught there off the drop. Sorry, but I'd see Smoggy better on the spam.
That's lovely. That's a big pick there. So nobody looking to clear garage this time. Meticulous. Let's get info on Munchkin. Don't quite know about Buzz yet. That operator is in play. Yet to rattle off a shot. So if they try and scale through garage with some commitment, it could end in tears.
This orb just causes so many problems on a couple of these key angles in garage. Again, creates a question mark for EDG to play behind.
to get the info on Kung-Kung's whereabouts, but Stax wants this. And
well,
just a little check, that's really nice. That does allow for the rotation from Meteor to come in as well. So they've got at least 2 bodies here. So do they want to try and hold on site? They do. Trying to play backside here. They're going to go forward. CB couldn't get his gun out in time. Meteor and Stax making mincemeat of EDG. They're now stuck towards long. They have to bank on maybe Chichu giving them something. But you already highlighted. Munchkin's making it really hard to work here.
Should catch Chichu here. Absolutely does. For the force from Kung still trying to do damage. 5 HP.
Oh no, there's no options and nobody left. With nothing to do but die. T1 keeping control.
Just all over the place from EDG. Trying to basically hit 2 different sites here after taking casualties.
I love that little recheck from Stax as well. The Aldro not enough to really quell that concern in his mind.
Here, but CB again is just full confidence. And it's just totally lacking on the other end of that. I said maybe just reading that it is just one player towards A, but even so, it's a roll of the dice. As soon as you see the nano pop there, really an opportunity to cancel, but CB just not quick enough.
Buzz, man.
He's playing insane today.
Over-delivering. Already taken away Chichu. Frees up those rotations, back towards stacking out B with this attention from the utility. CB again, it was a wild attempt. Nobody, great shot, but again, the bodies are here. It's scrappy at the best of times, but they've got themselves again in a 2v2.
Ooh, the pit actually an attempt to cover the spike here, but also a little misdirection, yeah.
Oh, it's so sick from Munchkin. He's seen both. Smoggy is dead. Munchkin outdoes him.
That's just beautifully done here. The misdirection from the pit is there to catch them immediately.
That's so good from him. Just understanding the opponent's wants.
He knows they're desperate, right?
Yeah. Oh.
CB at least here finds the opener. A couple of beautiful shots coming out from EDG. Just can't get across that second or third hurdle within the mid-round.
We've got loads of ults here for EDG, though. So much to play with.
So well, the operator here for Buzz, which for me is the issue. One player on the other side of this though for EDG is CB. Just trying to posture up a little bit. Drone to clear through short. Stax won't spot anything. And they're looking to challenge B here. Munchkin just greets CB.
CB hoping that maybe it just wasn't actively on that, but they now know there's more bodies behind it. They didn't quite get contact on A-Long with that out drone, but they're not really willing to back away. They don't need to. They still have 5 players up and a couple of ults to play with. But Meteor now goes walking, finds another body, drops it. Kung on the trade, but the numbers now sitting very nicely for T1. They still have Munchkin in a great position here.
T1 just so happy with these sorts of rounds where they can just swing back and forth, catch a player here and there. Kung trying to make progress towards A, but there's still 2 players from T1.
Well, look how deep Buzz is. He's felt nothing on the other side of the map. So they can put bodies to this. They'll leave Munchkin just to be safe on B, basically. Maybe just hold in case there is that late lurk or a late split. But they can just leave these 2 players with 20 seconds. Chichu gonna catch a chance, but that's dwindled now. 17 seconds, where do you go? Look who's in spawn. Buzz is waiting, and Izu. You gotta pull the trigger now, buddy. There it is, the crowd's starting to kick up, but with 8 seconds, they've got the wrap on them. They can't even go back down B long, or down middle, should I say. Buzz was waiting. This is systematic from T1. Mike, they are in such good control of this game.
CDG again, just not quick enough to make a decision here. Similar issue, like I said, they struggled massively in the downtime when Gentlemates were calling freezes previously here on Haven. They're just doubting themselves. A little bit of split focus alongside that just leads to disaster after disaster. 5 unanswered now. EDG will call a timeout.
But I also quite like how adaptable T1 are being to an extent. We're seeing a dash of aggression down middle there from Meteor. We saw that push down C-Long with the operator. These small things are just keeping that map information perfect for T1. It's risky. You're putting bodies on the line to get information, but it's working wonders. And as you said, with that little hesitation from EDG of where they want that end goal to be, it's just perfect for T1. This is just lovely. So a timeout, not too surprising. EDG need answers. A good start, they found the first two. But, well, from this point onwards, it's been all T1s. Obviously, the Coinbase win condition here.
Yeah, and as we've obviously said, the win condition once more is piecing something together around these ultimates. We need to see them go towards something they've practiced, something that's well drilled, and just execute the game plan.
Yeah.
Because right now, their understanding of what's going on around the map just isn't solid enough for them to sit in this default, rely on potentially Kang or CB to find openers that aren't really well invested. T1 are just winning out those engagements. Like I said, they're happy in those sorts of rounds. Especially, Munchkin's sitting at 10-3 already. He's had a lights-out start to Haven.
Oh, he's doing brilliantly. And it's nice to see this for T1 because, look, they had a really hard game to start with. I think it was closer than people can kind of walk away if they only saw the scoreline of it in certain extents. I think they played a decent enough game, but at this point, this is elevation from them, and I like seeing it. And here's some more versatility for you. Buzz, willing to go for an opportunity. Oh, it's rewarded again. Nobody gone. And that is a quick first blood at about the 1:35 mark.
Any hopes of piecing something together here on a lesser purchase?
CB's trying. Yeah. That's a big investment. That's a big kill, though. Munchkin gonna go down, but Buzz still holding space. Meteor slips ahead. It takes off EDG's. T1, they are everywhere EDG want to go.
Building masses of momentum now. Still have the pit, the Hunter's Fury to work with here for EDG. Will be coming back in on the buy round. Just so many people on the other side of that peak. Set up once more outside window. And I'm begging EDG now.
I think we all are.
It's just, they don't have many tools, so you'd hope they just stack up and try and play these trades, but Buzz again will take Kang out of the round. Again, low-hanging fruit, but that's the guy you look to in rounds like this, to be able to just brute force a site.
Look at the other side of the map. Buzz again, just omnipresent. They have the turret set up, I'm pretty sure, to catch if they do make any progress through Garage, and there'll be a reaction. And then look at the deeper position from Munchkin. They are getting a little creative. I like it. Take a couple of risks. Why not? I don't mind it. And if they don't check this, okay, thank God for that. EDG at least crossing that one off, but they're not committing.
Well, issue being, Izu's
There's
actually...
an alarm bot behind that.
Izu's actually posted up on the top of the box here. Buzz, he's going to know the spike as well.
Oh, luckily they got that back in hand quickly, but they're just being herded. There's still two players on this side of the map. Smoke in towards sewer, so Izu can just watch this. You've got Stacks waiting in case they come up towards long, unaffected by the paranoia. Gonna stop. Oh, yeah, I mean, this is on the back of Chichu trying to do something miraculous for EDG.
30 seconds left.
But Buzz in the back lines. When do they consider it? Two already. Chichu, none the wiser. Doesn't even get the voice line off. Doesn't quite spot out Smoggy until then. On the hunt now, Buzz looking out for blood. Denied. Smoggy holds on tight.
And it's Chichu to step up and be the hero once more for EDG to try and get this one across the line.
God, they needed him.
Smoggy finding his second kill. At a crucial moment. Nice! Buzz just looking to run rings around him. Response found here will keep it within 3. Still hope left for EDG.
Still a buy and play. Couple of ults to maybe lean towards. CB direct and start.
And it's just one-dimensional from EDG. There's no real attempt to force any of the players that are backed off. They're not challenging towards A-Long on the side of T1. They're happy to sit on site.
Yeah, much deeper alarm bot as well, down on B. An early warning system allowing them this 3-play stack towards A with a bit more confidence. Even with that smoke there, EDG aren't walking towards it, so they can keep someone like Buzz present on C. They can keep the pressure down on A-Long, but Chichu's the one who's been standing up for EDG, but quickly falls down. And now the pivot through Garage. Buzz waiting. Does he get what he wants?
Március, go on!
I thought they lined up. Buzz. Oh, God, he is looking lethal on the backside. There's nobody in Smoggy trying to piece something together, but nothing feels available.
They've missed that window as well to follow through on that pressure. Now huddled into garage will freeze, force T1 to explore elsewhere.
30 seconds left.
He's going forward here. He's
He
creeping.
didn't do too much on this one. I think they were pretty good on this with 20 seconds, but he wants the job done. He's got places to be.
Confidence, man.
You've got to know there was another behind this. And with Buzz backside, the cross might be the death of him into the smoke and hoping for the best. 9 seconds not going to happen. It's T1 again. Just the information game is theirs from start to end.
Will break the bank as well. Just when EDG get one on the board. Well, a second, I should say, sorry.
Yeah.
Hunter's Fury still available. But the buy is not going to be pretty, if anything. Kang just one away from the tour de force. Maybe fight for an orb here, but it almost baits T1 into maybe contesting both extremities here. You can see the ping over towards C-Long there. Absolutely going to challenge it.
Yeah, and a very quick start as well. Buzz is straight down C-Long. They've evacuated A, respecting the ult coming through in the pace and the tempo from EDG.
I mean, they can give it up now. They got the lockdown.
Oh, you're right. Meteor getting closer now. No lurk in middle this time, so no worries in that front. CB clearing. But you got to feel as though you're walking into a trap here. Stax knows it. And there's that lockdown. There's the chip damage on the shock darts. And the Owl Drone just waiting for their moment. A little bit of a cubby, bit of a corner. It doesn't feel comfortable as Buzz closing in as well.
Oh, the snake bite not fully clearing into the corner there.
Buzz is quick. Buzz is really, really quick here. Chichu's heard it. He's got to get his gun out and get ready. He calls it in, and he's got the shot. In the meantime, Izu's taking down CB. T1's trying to clear sight. And wait! Did they just steal that away?
In the wide open as well.
Oh my
I didn't even
God.
catch the defuse going through
No, me neither.
there.
Show me the replay. How the hell did they get away with that? I thought there were still bodies on long to fight back in.
That's just inside the smoke.
Oh,
Just
dear.
no pressure back towards sight. And again, 2 kills come through. Kang will find the response, but it's as simple as that. The lockdown just securing the round at 4T1. Tour de force here. That's about it for EDG.
Let's play.
Buzz on the hunt once more.
And I like it. I like that he's got that killer instinct. Reward or not, yeah, he does have his. But it just applies further pressure. Oh.
The second layer to that is Izu here with the operator. Chichu again found some space, but
nice.
Can he get any further progress here?
Stax
is already
He's
cognizant,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. There's something in his mind that's gone, I don't like that. But I like this discipline as well from T1. An aggressive start, they fall back, they've got man advantage, and they give up the A side. They can play retake, they don't need to overstay their welcome. They still got a lot of kit on Izu, a lot of kit on Stax. Buzz still sitting pretty good on Util. This is nice. This is good quality Valorant from them. Now, whether we see them stick the landing or not, yet to be seen. But they're making EDG have to play into this. You're not getting freebies now.
Yeah, they have to work so hard to even find something feasible to work with. Plant will come through here, but it's a full 5v3 retake for T1. Operator in hand for Izu.
Standing ahead.
Only Util left actually for T1.
Can they scale out correctly? There's still some dangerous players. Chichu breathing. Always command a little bit of my attention at the very least. Crossfire between nobody and Chichu. That is what they're banking on here. Izu sent forward, falls. Now the fall-off can't get it done just yet. Buzz breaking the ankles of nobody, but still Chichu trying as best he can, leaving CB in a winnable scenario. A quick reposition and understanding of where Meteor is. This is big from CB. Keep your calm, keep your nerves, and give yourself a damn chance. 4 rounds, a Red Bull clutch, keeping EDG alive.
We wanted rounds from CB and he delivers one here. Call it a lifeline for EDG after a brutalizing first half. Following suit from behind as well. Again, there's a chance to come back here. EDG certainly putting up a fight here on the second map.
That is as best we can hope for their recovery at the very end. 8-4. Let's find out if there's still fight in EDG.
Red Bull gives you wings.
It wasn't a pretty first half for EDG, but with 4 rounds to their name, they're not done yet. But a reminder, if you're just tuning in, if you don't know the stakes, this is elimination. There is nothing to be left outside of the server now, no time for excuses, and no time to do it again. So you got to turn up now. T1 has elevated in my eyes, Mike. They've looked far better, on the same page, and they're not making mistakes.
I'm talking about some of the things that EDG struggled with previously. Again, it was losing out on advantages, particularly on the defensive side of Haven, and not really knowing where to pressure, when to go forwards, when to commit, being punished time and time again by Gentlemates. Certainly something they have to have picked up in the review.
These are fixable things. Whether or not they have is what we wait and find out. Look at Munchkin, though. Going to put some pressure on Kong Kong's position, but for now, it is T1 very much eyeing up this B site. Very passive hold as well from Meteor down towards C Long, looking to potentially catch CB, and he does. They've read them very nicely here.
Nobody still guarding B site.
Ooh,
Kong Kong now on. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, hold up. They're trying to quickly pivot, but actually T1 just going into the blender. That's good. EDG, right place, right time. Kong Kong does get the kill. Don't know if that was as necessary as it feels now, but I guess they've got freedom on one side of the map, so they can start figuring out where to go, how they want to approach this. They're clearing back through middle.
Still plenty of time for EDG to get back towards C here. And stacks down to 20 HP. Meteor has to do the heavy lifting.
Looking for that pick and see if he can fall back from it, right? But they're already doubled up. Not cleared.
Meteor safe passage.
Yeah, this worries me because I don't think nobody was looking this way. Meteor, the timing goes down. Kong Kong gonna keep this one looking good for EDG. 3 kills in the round and a chance to build up in the second half.
Great conversion here from EDG. Almost falling short here on B, but the pivot from T1 caught just as they were about to make through Garage. Credit to Smoggy and Chichu in that regard. And Munchkin, I think maybe spotted just as he's retreating back towards lobby. It's unfortunate the timing of that kill to come through because he is Kong Kong basically the whole map to play with.
Yeah. Okay. Let's round by round it. Buzz the only threat, I guess, maybe outside of Meteor to a smaller extent, but EDG, let's keep 45 alive. Okay, early contact, and now burst from T1. Chichu has to back away. Yeah, and we have a slip of a player here, and it's Buzz! Taking away Chichu, good trade from nobody. Meteor's gotten further ahead. They could pause
He's
for
in
a
the
second.
smoke here.
Yeah, they could absolutely pause, and they found a weaker player. Kong Kong tagged up before as T1 re-hit. Nobody has to go above and beyond to try and keep this one in hand. CB's position should be safe, and Smoggy secures it. Bloody hell, though.
Again,
Touch and go.
remaining, composed during this chaos here. T1 certainly a threat on the back of Buzz finding that opener. Meteor again slipping the net. Again, it's just only a slight misread on the positioning. It doesn't get him a second kill.
Oh.
Headed to EDG here. And the follow-up purchase not going to be comfortable at all. We have the chamber, obviously, to offset that slightly, but yeah, I mean, it's a Bucky, a Bulldog, and a Guardian.
Okay, but this gives them a step. It's still, I'm waiting for it.
You say with
scared breath. Oh. Okay, Kung Kung's fine. He's gone out of there. All good. Managed to get nobody posted in towards sewer, and they still have 2-plate positioning on that C site. T1's initial options limited.
Drone will clear through here. Might just
Hello.
yeah, it does catch.
Munchkin, you have been seen. Shouldn't get away with much here. There's a lot more of T1 players coming.
Well, I was going to say, actually, it's a perfect move from T1 on the back of that information. Issue being nobody posted up here with a Bucky.
Here we go. Nobody. That's one. That's not two. But Kung Kung luckily still here. The paranoia does just whiz past. Not going to find what they need. So by all right, still EDG very much in hand. 4 players backside here. T1 banking on Stacks, who's dropping bodies. I'm still waiting for this one to feel secure, but it's just not. Stacks going to see both here. Oh, T1 just pause for a second and find everything they needed.
Another 3K from Stacks, continuing to deliver. Top of the board now for T1. Hunter's Fury,
this time.
Hunter's Fury in hand for him. Again, difficult round for EDG to win, given the inventory brought in here, but plenty of damage done. I don't think it's necessarily going to cause a massive issue for the buyback. See exactly how it's. I mean, still rifles across the board here, so.
Go, go, go. This is the one, isn't it, really? Opening.
Yeah, this is the one EG really need to springboard themselves into a string of rounds.
This is the one that kind of makes it feel possible, right? Like, you're still very much in the game. 9-6, not over by any means. That 7th keeps it well in check. Smoggy's been left alone for a little while. Nobody has made it over towards the A site. C-Long being checked. I like this. Okay, our drone towards Long. Going to spot out at least one. And in the meantime, they can post up CB down on C-Long. Free up Kung Kung for potential rotations. I like this.
Call them back in. It looks as if T1... that could be a big bait, actually. The recall here.
Oh, dear, Kung Kung.
So I think they've noted the trap.
Seems a little unsure of where he wanted to be, but he's going to deal the damage back. CB's going ahead, just on the owl drone. That's lovely. Munchkin not wanting to trade, apparently. CB going to be on for another. He's not denied. T1 still trading in effectively somehow. Chichu going to be denied, trying to drop down towards Garage, so the plant's going to be in here for T1.
He's still a little behind the curve here. Still 3 alive. Do have a paranoia, got some good Uto on nobody as well. Certainly a chance to make something happen here, especially with Buzz tagged down to 20 HP.
Yeah, but look at Buzz getting pretty active in this. Ah, that's kind of wild, catching the timing on the paranoia.
My God.
Oh, it's punishment. Nobody, you got no options. Time to back away. This outcome is rough, Mike. That's double digits for T1. And this was the round that could have brought EDG right back.
This is the one that they ultimately want to stabilize off of in terms of the finances, in terms of just about getting to this first ult cycle. Chichu's still less than halfway to the pit. A huge tool on the defense. T1 looking to stretch their legs now. In touching distance of closing this series. Again, CB with a chance to really run away with this round.
Yeah. I thought he was going to double down on that.
Yeah, I mean, the stun almost catching. Here, just a little hesitation from Smoggy. He's looking to set up smokes and Buzz with 20 HP going aggressive.
You can tell when the confidence is there, can't you? You can really see it. Again, the problem is the buy, right? We've alluded to it, and importance of this round. I think T1 reading that early utility quite nicely. CB will at least get to claim A-Long as a start, and they've left Kung Kung on the other side of the map. Left him with a lot to handle if they do decide to pivot this way, but the B site is looking like the end destination for T1.
Hunter's Fury, obviously.
That's lovely.
Off the back of the orb, will connect here. Easy will fall, so that's it, getting a double. Munchkin's down too.
Okay, game on, fight on. Buzz still standing on the site here. Where's the fight back? There it is, in the form of Kung Kung. Tour de force tears him apart as Meteor put to work. Trying to stall out on this spike.
Stax has still got Hunter's Fury though, so they can buy a lot of time here. But
oh my god.
Meteor has to get a kill.
He does, he's trying, he's not got it though. And I think Stax knows there's issues. The shock dart not enough. He sent another one, but nobody's sitting on this. And here it comes. He tries to back away in time, so half is achieved. Stax, this would be legendary, not gonna happen. They made sure it didn't. There's the grit from EDG we were waiting for.
A thrifty to get them back into this. Again, a chance to really run down the clock here, but it's 4 standing for EDG. The Hunter's Fury just not going to do enough in this situation. Great response here, and this is on the back of proactivity towards A to get this orb, give them an opportunity to contest this B site hit. Kung Kung delivering with the tour de force as well, as we've come to expect. Operator back in hand for him. And now another chance for EDG. Dig their heels in now. Munchkin looking to cause issues once more with this A-Long lurk. CB's kind of trading off behind him.
Deep power drone towards Long. I'm not sure if it's going to catch Munchkin. I think it might.
No.
It didn't.
Nope.
They're here pretty quick on this, so CB has to be pretty rock solid. I think they feel it though. You can see that lean of rotation, no contact elsewhere. Starts to feel a bit obvious. There's the check, there's the body. Stun to follow, nobody does well. Takes away Munchkin. Can't get the follow-up. Okay, floodgates now open, and T1 flood the site. There's the Hunter's Fury, but Stax not finding the same success as Smoggy. Gonna control the site itself, leaving Meteor and Stax with very limited amounts to play with here, and EDG having the numbers and having what could be a key round. Stax can't do it, EDG. Very nice. That is a big, big round to win.
No solid info here for Stax to follow up with the Hunter's Fury. A chance to really punish that position towards Graffiti, but the pressure here from CB, just enough to keep their head above water. Yeah, you got to credit EDG's read on the map. As you said, no contact elsewhere. A wild commitment to the spray from Buzz. Unfortunately, he can't find the second. Chi-Chu to seal the deal. We'll see a T1 timeout here. And the money not going to be there to support a purchase, but a couple of ultimates. Lockdown in hand for Meteor, got a TP for Izu. Bucky in hand, but Buzz does have his ultimate, so the coin-based win condition coming out of this. I mean, it's a tall order on a lesser buy, but certainly have to feel as if it's around Buzz.
Yeah, I think that is the main one to look out for if there is a chance for it. But first time we've seen actually EDG start to win the momentum game in my mind too. Starting to get some stability behind them. Starting to figure out that form that we've been waiting to see kicked into effect. And T1 responding in probably the right way, just slowing things down themselves here, having a chat, having a check-in. Because, look, we've all been kind of talking, I don't want to say talking down EDG, we've been talking accurately about their form.
I think, well, holding them to the standard that
they are currently seeing, right? But it's like we all know the potential highs, we just haven't seen that really spark yet. So if this is enough to maybe reignite a little bit of that, I'm all aboard. We all know what they can look like when the ball gets rolling, when things start looking good. Just got to keep it going now. They're still not in the lead. But they've certainly done what they can to bring this back to a reality. Kung Kung waiting, poised and patient as ever. I say that, not so patient now. Looking like he wants to hunt towards that right side. Big shot. That's Buzz gone. He's still standing. He's still looking for more chances. No respect given, only earned. But it's a 4v4.
I was going to say, you take a trade every day of the week in that situation if you're T1.
Finding Buzz is the only good thing in that, in a way, for EDG, because he was the one with the ult, he was the one with the Bucky that could have maybe built something around it, but the Stingers still remain. And there is only one on the A site. Chichu's got to play this to perfection, really.
Yeah, EDG now considering the rotation as T1 will drift away. Don't catch the A player of EDG.
To be fair, T1 have been quite consistent in going back to those A-site hits, so maybe a decent read, but it gets a bit sketchy for nobody.
He could be overwhelmed here.
Yeah, quite easily, even just those Stingers in the right place for it. And they're going on this one. Nobody better be prepared. Gonna get one, and he can't get the second. There's the overwhelm we were worried about. And that Judge, let's see what that reset looks like for the post-plant. Kangkang's getting closer. The Viper's pit on top.
Well, lockdown as well.
Bloody hell, they want this one done. They didn't like it. They don't like that EDG were getting back in the game. As Meteor goes walking, finds a completely asleep on the wheel, Chichu. And EDG, did you forget who you're facing for a second?
Again, just leaving. Initially, this is leaving Chichu solo on A, and then they leave another player solo on B here to hold down an anti-eco in a committed position. This is a one and done with the way T1 are playing. It's never a solo endeavor in these sorts of rounds. EDG asleep at the wheel here.
That's a fumble in my eyes, because this was, again, a great timeout, good timing, but still, you can't be slipping at this point. T1 now with a chance to push up to 12. EDG back with a good buy, though. They do have the operator with Kangkang. They do have the ult with CB and a Judge. They've got what they need. They have the tools ready.
Stack's going to figure out what's going on here. CB able to actually get away. Doesn't get spammed off the door. T1 feel as if they've created enough pressure here, but Kangkang just can't find the shot. That could be the green light.
Oh, they're trying to go, aren't they? Here comes the TP as well. He is going to be surrounded if he wants to try and stand his ground and take the fight here. The heat-seeking missile has been removed. Izu going to eliminate that. Allowed for the plant here. Actually denied by the shock darts.
Second one missing.
Yeah, Stacks given this now. That's time on T1's side.
Got a paranoia to work with here. Something to slow down this retake coming through from EDG.
Yeah, I like that. Meteor, though, going to find Chichu. Meteor on the follow-up. Stacks on the swing. It's Meteor with 3.
Beautiful. T1 so solid in these holds, Lauren. Unfortunately, EDG, again, it's another round where somebody just has to go absolutely insane to turn the tides. Flip the odds in their favor. The adjustment from Kangkang ever so slightly off. Catches Buzz here, but Izu just sticks the TP in hell.
Nasty.
And again, Kangkang here, he's in a spot where it's, I have to commit one way or the other, right?
I don't blame him for going down swinging. I don't really blame him.
This is an operator, right? If he gives up the site without finding a kill, it's not necessarily a playback in for him. Hold that thought.
It's aggression from the word go. Izu instantaneous in finding CB. And even with that pit towards long, the map feels a little vulnerable here. They are trying to batten down the hatches, but T1 are playing a good game. Nobody wants info. And Kangkang wants a kill. He's going to get it, aim. Oh, he stuck around for the second as well, committing to the spray. This is desperate, and it's dangerous. And Smoggy gets the backpedal. Izu slowed down. It's a 3v3. Chichu, brilliant there, removing the threat on the A side of the map. And Smoggy unwilling to relent in this position. He wants Izu dead. He's got him. Buries him. There's Buzz on 20. This would be something to remember.
Yeah.
17 to 15, though. He's not having a bad game. But the map feels small. Has he got the timing on Smoggy? I don't think so.
No, I think Smoggy should be able to slip away here. Now reading the situation really well. Going to force Buzz to make moves, explore the map, and force the plant out here. Chichu picking up the slack in mid as well.
Discipline. That's all this is discipline. This is a slam dunk round.
Oh, he did spot him.
He's seen one. 10 seconds.
Big 3K from Smoggy here. And a quieter performance for sure. Will give EDG something to cling on to. 3 rounds separating these teams here on Haven. Yeah, fair play to Jicho on the other side as well. The pit towards long and still getting proactive. But the buy is still there for T1.
Are they looking to explode C?
I mean, Buzz got his ult and a judge, so...
Kung is here as well, though. It's not a light side of the map. Kung needs to be ready. He's had moments in this position, but Buzz is on the way. They don't know about Smoggy, and Kung's the one destroying them currently. Izu takes towards backside, but by now there's barely any of them alive. Kung's reposition is nasty too. Vision limited, but they're already trying to get out of there, and Izu's got nothing to do about this round. Munchkin left adrift.
Hit a brick wall on the C site hit in the form of Kung. Smoggy just cooking in that snake bite, but the TP just draws the eyes of T1 elsewhere. Munchkin now put in a similar, well, much healthier, but there's a full 1v4. And elsewhere, I mean, ultimates, a couple to play with here for EDG. There's still a chance of some sort of purchase to follow this, but I mean, with 3 way below the mark, and Buzz now not having an ultimate to offset that. And T1 effectively giving up another after this.
30 seconds left. Yeah, and just, I know it sounds silly in a 1v4, but I'm just happy to see discipline. I'm happy to see just...
Yeah, with what's gone wrong for EDG today, absolutely.
And I hope I don't have to eat my words in these moments, right?
You said it now.
Well, a 1v4 would need a catastrophic mistake to lose. Munchkin, especially now.
Come on. Come on! Come on, come on.
No. Oh, nothing can go wrong here.
The expected outcome. Hello.
But of course.
Of course it is.
12 to 10.
That was snappy.
Yeah. I got really nervous.
He's droned.
He's
reconned.
They know where he is.
Beautiful catch here from Kung.
Yeah. I mean,
the TP, the TP up to the top of the box.
Oh, don't slow it down.
Don't slow it down.
Whew, all good. All good. I guess the question then becomes, money-wise, what does T1 want to do with this?
Yeah, like I said, there was
OT secured.
3 way below the mark of where you want to see. They've had some absolutely lethal, thrifty rounds. So it wouldn't surprise me to see some level of investment here. And like you said, they've already kind of guaranteed. So why not throw something out, see what sticks?
Yeah.
I guess in terms of the mind games, the psyche here, EDG are going to be sweating bullets. I said have some ultimates to play with. Nobody Smoggy and Kung who have theirs available here. Should be fairly comfortable in the purchase behind this as well. Anybody falls here once they find their 11th. Actually, yeah, packs a punch. T1 still want to probably make a go at things here.
It's not without a question.
I mean, set a second-year objective, pull some ults out if you can.
I mean, that would be the dream come true, wouldn't it? So do you try and then, how do you try and draw those through? I guess let's see how much pressure you could apply to you.
I mean, it's, yeah, there's no way Kung's he's swapping back and forth on the buy, but you get the Hunter's Fury out here.
That's what I'm seeing if they can get done. Now, Stacks. Let's check here. Yeah, gonna at least look left side. That's 3 players drawn towards the B side. Maybe how they wanted to imply they want to draw out the Hunter's Fury is just pressuring B so they can get a cheeky plant. Not gonna happen. Being very careful on the way out, taking the long road here. We've had a player pushed up and holding the C long walk down quite some time here. And then almost a similar scene on the other side, right? CB down on A long. So almost a mirror how this goes. Buzz being very loud about it, but Munchkin tried to start working. Didn't work out. CB? How did CB die there? And Smoggy might get caught. Oh my god, no. This is not how this happens. Thank God for Kung, but he takes a lot for it, and nobody's dead. It's still exchanged. They've got an upgrade for Stacks.
Yeah, they got 2 rifles and a judge now.
This was never meant to be the threat. It was, can you get a win con?
Buzz will post up towards the bottom of ramp here. T1 going to freeze behind this.
EDG are in the right place. They have The body's here.
30 seconds
Kung Kong's
left.
low, that's fine. That's not the end of the world. The others are here.
Still got a paranoia, though, to play with.
Buzz is in. Buzz has found a victim! No, T1! Can Kung Kong save the day again?
10 HP!
It would need an ace to keep them alive in the tournament right here, right now. And they are watching. They are waiting. The issue with being an icon is they know what you're gonna do. 13 to 10. EDG bowing out as T1 right their wrongs.
Insane performance from Kung Kong here, but it's just not enough to deliver a lifeline, take us to a third. T1, fantastic from them today. Again, Stacks certainly the highlight previously here, but Buzz, Munchkin, and everybody stepping up for T1 today, all had their moment in the light. Unfortunately, as you said, EDG just falling short here.
See, that's going to sting for EDG. These guys are competitors, right? That's not how you want it to happen, but on the other side, on the flip side, for T1, it's a breath of fresh air. A chance to get away from under the heel, a chance to show what you can do, to turn the odds in your favor. Maybe a chance to go on a run. It's a long road still.
I mean, that Bayern performance is a statement to be made here of the form that T1 are bringing here in Santiago. Again, just to say it once more, Buzz playing a cut above. Coming into this series, really for me, Meteor, the person I was looking to really step up a little bit, show us what we know historically he's capable of, but for me, Buzz, man, it's just looking in tournament winning form.
Yeah, he is absolutely on form. I think that's a really good way to say it. That form looking like it carried from map 1 to map 2. And again, Izu in unison as well. But yeah, this has been a good display for T1. A couple of worries and woes might be waning slightly now for the T1 fans. But still, EDG, it feels like it's still a lot to be done for this team in the future. Missing some of those key aspects that made them one of the best there is. But for now, it's time to look towards the further distance T1 can run. We'll be hearing from them in the Verizon post-match interview.
Y también con Jen, que nos va a ayudar para la traducción. So, guys, I'm here with Stacks and also Jen, that she's helping me out with the translation. Stacks, first of all, we heard that you can speak Spanish and you're actually fluent. Can you teach me some words? Can you tell me some words in Spanish and also the audience?
¿Qué pasa, hermano? ¡Viva Chile!
That was nice. And now, also I want to talk to you about your performance. We saw your performance in Pacific, but now you're so good. This stage was the stage buff. What was it?
스택스 선수 개인적으로 퍼시픽에서보다 산티아고 와서 훨씬 더 좋은 모습을 보여주는 것 같은데요. 비결이 있을까요?
일단 산티아고 관중분들이 뭔가 저희를 전쟁터에서 응원하는 사람으로 만들어주기 때문에 그래서 더 뭔가 집중하게 되고 더 멋있는 모습 보여줘야겠다고 생각한 것 같습니다.
I think it's the Santiago